you use the terminology trapped in probate court. Now, you don't actually physically get locked in the building, but describe a little bit what you're trying to avoid and what you're trying to do for your client through your legal advice.
Yes. So what we're trying to do is, especially in California, is help clients align their estate with a trust or with their assets so that they're not subject to court oversight, which we all know as maybe as probate, right? So if someone dies or if they're incapacitated, then the court system, if they don't have a trust in place already, the court system, it takes over and has the decision-making powers. If a person passes away, the decision-making power is made in the probate court. And if a person is incapacitated, the decision-making is made in the conservatorship court. And those processes are long and have tedious requirements. For probate, the average probate is 1 to 2 years. And there are statutory fees, right? So it can be quite expensive quite quickly, especially if there's real estate or any, number of assets. But in California, real estate being the big ticket item that sometimes trips people up and gets them in the probate court. And then I just recently wrote an article about, Britney Spears in the conservatorship court, right? So just trying to help people understand what it means, what probate court means, why having a will is really just a ticket into the probate court, right? Trying to undo a lot of the things that we see in the movies where people, expect this elaborate reading of the will and there's no court ever involved or very minimally. So just trying to dispel the rumors and answer quick questions for people so that they can get ahead of the game.
I tell people that probate court is like letting the state of California make your decisions for you. It's kind of like the DMV making your most important life-changing decisions. The service just isn't quite that good.
Right. I mean, nothing bad to any of the learned judges out there, of course, in the California Superior Courts, but it is a very, large number of people at every court hearing. So many people also have this idea that if their will is probated or if their estate is in the jurisdiction of probate court, that they're going to have a learned judge and they're going to have this really long discussion with the judge. And while there's a learned judge involved, the hearing court, time that you're allotted is usually minutes. You might talk to a judge for a minute or two because each day's calendar might have 30 or 40 people for a 1.5 hour, 2 hour calendar. So, there's this misnomer that you're going to have this learned discussion. Of course, the judges and probate examiners and all the people in the court are reading documents, but there's such a volume that you can't expect this long and detailed conversation. And I think, for my practice, at least in the courts, one of the favorite things that we would get accomplished at every court hearing is a continuance, right? We'll get you back on calendar in 6 weeks, right? And I was laughed at once when I was a newbie attorney when I came to court because the judge said, "Oh, we'll give you a continuance." And I said 2 weeks and everyone laughed. Ha ha ha, 2 weeks, that's crazy. You should get 6 or 8, like that's the standard answer, right? So it's just kicking the can constantly. And this is part of why, pre-COVID, probates would last 1 to 2 years. With COVID, it just made a complete catastrophe. And we're, courts are back on track, but still a long process. Plus it's costly.